This is more findings on Yellowstone Supervolcano. Experts reveal a weak point that could spark another new eruption. This by Callum Hoare, Express UK. Yellowstone volcano warning. Experts reveal the weak point that could spark the eruption. The Yellowstone, as we know, is a supervolcano, and it could erupt suddenly after a chain reaction from a quote-unquote weak spot in the national park. And this is what a bombshell documentary now reveals. The Yellowstone volcano has erupted 3 times in history: 2.1 million years ago, 1.2 million years ago, 640,000 years ago, and it's had a smaller eruption since then, about 70,000 years ago, and a lot of other nearby volcanoes also had about the same time a super eruption, namely Long Valley caldera, even the supervolcano of Valles caldera about 600 miles south of Yellowstone, and other volcanoes worldwide about 70,000 years ago. Now, scientists have previously revealed that should an earthquake occur, it could take less than 2 weeks before a catastrophic reaction event with the potential to wipe out 3/4 of the United States is triggered. And experts identified a weak spot within Yellowstone National Park that could also be a catalyst to this. Norris Geyser Basin. It's the hottest and most unstable geyser area located outside of the caldera. It constantly has geologists like Jacob Lowenstein on his toes because the molten rock causes it to rise and fall. In other words, the area bulges and subsides, and it was revealed during BBC's Supervolcano series. Now, the U.S. Geological Survey researcher revealed, this was back in 2015, Norris Geyser is one of the most dynamic within Yellowstone, he said. It was always changing, and we are always noticing new things happening. It's not actually in the caldera, yet has the highest temperature. It's possible there is some magma that has extended to the north beneath the region. Should the molten rock rise too high, it could cause the geyser to blow, forming an earthquake. Now, Dr. Robert Smith, another researcher with USGS, believes an event like this in an unstable area would be enough to set off what he would say is a chain reaction. He said an earthquake here would form the heartbeat of the system, so you can understand how bad that would be. In other words, an earthquake. And this is just one of the fumaroles and the geysers that we see there in that area. They say it is an important part of the active volcano. Like smoke and fire, volcanoes and earthquakes go hand in hand. The last eruption of Yellowstone produced about 2,500 times more volcanic material than the 1980 eruption of Mount St. Helens. This created an eruptive column so colossal, so massive, that it covered about 60% of the whole of the continental United States in a thick layer of ash. Now, this is one of the images of that area. You can see how many geysers are off there and very active. Unfortunately, the cameras, the live webcam cameras that were on there 24/7 are down. They've taken them off for some reason. They're saying they're replacing them. This was after I posted a video. One of my viewers was kind enough to send us videos and pictures of what she took. She noticed that they were following this area very closely. Even at night, they had floodlights and taking images of it under floodlights. You can imagine. And there was a very strange eruptive activity of geysers there. And then all of a sudden, a few days later, 2 or 3 days later, they claimed that they had to replace the cameras, and they didn't know when the cameras would be replaced. So we have no live images of the Norris Geyser Basin anymore. And we don't know when they're going to be back up again. And that's very unusual in my book. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.